Hey guys, I'm Jack, or Jackie-chan. I've a lot of people have asked me to make a video guide on how to play Egg Druid, so this is my attempt. I'm going to try and make it as fast as possible because YouTube won't let me upload a video longer than 15 minutes, so I'm going to try and pack in as much as I can to 15 minutes. I'm going to play in the background, but I'll be more concentrated on talking, so like I'll use my play to explain a couple of things, but I'll be more concentrated on talking. So sorry if I don't play amazing. Right, so I've been playing Egg Druid for like the past few seasons. I think it's a really strong deck. This season I just decided to smash it and climb really fast. So I raced to Legend on the first day, and I was the second person on EU to get to Legend behind Diz Demon. And loads of people have been asking me about the deck, asking me questions, how to play it, that kind of stuff. So this is what we're going for. Basically, the idea of the deck is basically like some of the Druid buffs, like Power of the Wild and Soul of the Forest, are really strong, but they don't really get played in the meta. So this deck's kind of like trying to get those cards to work and get strong value out of those cards. I'm going to go through each card one by one, saying why it's important in the deck. Remember, this is quick. So Innovate is super strong. Innovate just lets you get an early advantage, early board control. It's super good with Jeeves because you can empty your hand really quickly with Innovate, then play Jeeves and refill your hand up again. So Innovate works really well with Jeeves. Living Roots is like kind of it's just like a staple in any kind of token deck. Like 1 mana for 2 minions is just really strong. So like most of the time you do use it for the here I'm going to keep my Death Rattle alive. Most of the time you do use it for the 2 minions rather than the 2 damage. Abusive is really important for kind of because a lot of your minions have low attack, and it's really important for like trading into the enemy minions that have slightly more health than you can deal with. So abusive is really good for that. Dragon Egg works really well with Mark of the Wild, Power of the Wild, Defender of Argus. Like generally with even though I'm not getting any draws from Jeeves here, I think it's worth playing him. And you always, one thing I want to say quickly, Egg Druid, face is not the place. LA is all about board control. You want to make sure, you want to trade favourably whenever you can. Make sure you have board control. That's the most important thing about Egg Druid. Because if you don't have minions on the board, Soul of the Forest, Savage Roar, Power of the Wild all become useless. You need board control. You need minions on the board. Finley is obviously a new addition to the deck. The expansion only came out a couple of days ago. But the Shaman, Paladin, or Warlock hero power are super good in Egg Druid. Obviously, having a hero power that gives you more tokens is really good, and sometimes if you tapping to get more options can be useful as well. I think he's really strong. Mark of the Wild works really well with Dragon Egg. You know, you can use like Dragon Egg turn 1, Mark of the Wild on it turn 2 to get a 2/4 Dragon Egg. Like you want to get as many 2/1s out of that Dragon Egg as possible. And it obviously works well with Ooze as well. So we've actually got turn 6 lethal here. Easy game, what can I say? Egg Druid OP. Yeah, Ooze, Creeper, and Nerubian Egg are all kind of just like sticky minions. Like the whole point of the deck is, part of the deck is sticky minions that are hard to remove, and the other part of the deck is buffing your sticky minions to get like really strong value out of them and board control. Like Nerubian Egg and Haunted Creeper, like you get good value out of them in the long term. Like it's similar to, it plays kind of similar to Zoo, Egg Druid, kind of similar to Zoo. Okay, so what we're moving on to. Savage Roar speaks for itself. Best card in the game, I think, for burst damage. And so when you have loads of minions on the board, Savage Roar becomes insanely powerful. And as much as often you use it for getting lethal, it's really good for like maybe on turn 3 or 4, trading your minions into the enemy's minions. So like don't just like save it for lethal. Use it whenever you can get really good value out of it. Mounted Raptor I think has improved the deck a lot. Before the expansion, TGT Egg Druid didn't have a solid 3-drop. Like I tried like Argent Horse Rider, Acolyte of Pain, Harvest Golem, but none of them were really good enough. Like Mounted Raptor is really solid, and it's really helping the deck out. Soul of the Forest is just insane. Like when you have more, like if you use it on 3 minions, like that's like 6/6 worth of stats for 4 mana, and if you use it on more than 3 minions, it's just ridiculous. Like you can get such insane value out of it, and it helps you play around AoE effects. One thing I'd say about Soul of the Forest, so we're getting kind of wrecked this game. I'm actually going to kill this Darnassus. One thing I'd say about Soul of the Forest is you need to decide, often you need to decide, do I want to, say with like Nerubian Egg or Hunted Creeper, you have to decide, do I want to pop its Death Rattle and then use Soul of the Forest, or use Soul of the Forest and then pop its Death Rattle? And it's like, if you want to play around AoE or make your board as sticky as possible, you want to generally pop the Haunted Creeper or Nerubian Egg or whatever, and then use Soul of the Forest, because then you get the buff on the 2/1/1s from the Haunted Creeper, to get more value out of it. But if you really need to be aggressive, then you want to use Soul of the Forest before you kill it, because then you get the kind of instant 2/2 minion, if you're like in a race to kill them. Defender of Argus, super strong in any Zoo style deck, for buffing your cheap minions, and really good if you need to survive against Face Hunter, stuff like that. Jeeves, I've tried lots of different kinds of card draw: Nourish, Cult Master, Loot Hoarder. I'm not going to play Abusive here because he might taunt up next turn, and I might need to kill it. Use the Abusive to kill it. Yeah, but Jeeves is by far the most efficient. Like, he's just so good. And like one thing you can do with him, because the enemy can get value out of Jeeves as well. But if you play Jeeves and then taunt Jeeves, then you get the card draw from Jeeves, and they don't because they have to kill the taunt. So that's like one thing you can do with Jeeves to. I'm not going to silence the boom bots because one of them could hit my egg or something like that. I'm actually going to deal 2 damage to boom. But Jeeves is just so good. It works really well with Innovate. You can end up getting tons of draws from him. You know, sometimes if you can protect him, if you can clear the enemy's board, they might struggle to have anything in their hand to deal with him, and you can just constantly empty your hand because you've got so many cheap minions. Like so many people say, like, oh yeah, this deck's only good if you have a good start. But the deck has so many cheap cards that you almost always have a good start. Like it's not like a normal deck where you have like 7-drop minions and loads of stuff that like that. Like it's really easy to have a good start because you have so many cheap minions. Keeper of the Grove, I used to play 2 of them, but too often I'd have to play a 2/4 minion that would do 2 damage to the enemy's face, which just isn't good enough. But I do think a silence is important in the deck, so one of them's just fine. Right, what am I doing here? I'm gonna roar to kill this. This game isn't going particularly well, unfortunately, but I'm going to need Jeeves or something like that to save me right now. But yeah, Jeeves can be a lifesaver, man. Sometimes, man. Okay, cards. Okay, I'm doing this as fast as possible. Remember, I've got 5 minutes left. I'm timing myself and everything, man. I'm trying to be serious. Though. I'm trying to be serious. Oh, this guy's OP. Force of Nature isn't in the deck because Force of Nature just too often I used to play it and it'd just clog up my hand. Oh jeez, you legend! Is it worth trading in? I think I will. Oh, come on, I need to talk. Yeah, Force Nature. Too often it just clog up my hand, and it'd slow me down from building up the board. Like, obviously it's really good when you need to extra damage, but I think the negatives outweigh the positives. The negatives outweigh the positives. So like, there's more benefits to not playing him than playing him. So yeah, it was just. I mean, him, Force of Nature. It's just not really efficient in this deck. It can also deny you getting draws from Jeeves because it can just sit in your hand. It's just kind of an awkward card, really. What do I want to do here? Do I want to taunt Jeeves or do I want Jeeves to survive? I think I've seen both swipes, so I'm quite happy to just. I'll taunt these two, and then just play Jeeves. Yeah. Swipe isn't in the. Swipe's obviously a really good card, but it plays similar to Zoo. Like I said, like Zoo doesn't play Shadow Flame usually because Zoo doesn't need board clear because you kill the enemy's minions by buffing your minions. And it's same goes with this deck. Like you kill their minions by buffing your minions. So Swipe is, although it's a good card, not necessary in this deck. It slows you down from building the board up. You just want stuff to help you build the board up. Like that's all you want with this deck. Enhanced Meccano and Gormok. I tried Gormok, but too often I'd have to just play him as a 4-mana 4/4. Enhanced Meccano was better than Gormok because you can still get value even if you only got 3 minions. But sometimes it just like give my O2 Eggs Divine Shield and things like that are just useless basically. What am I going to do here? I'm going to kill off Finley. And I want to taunt. Maybe I'll taunt both the Raptors. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to need Savage Roar pretty soon if I want to win. I think I've already played one though. What else? Someone said Knife Juggler. I tried it, but it just died too quickly, way too often. You want sticky minions that are going to stick to the board, not minions that are going to die straight away. What else? Lotheb could be good. Sea Giant is one that should fit in the deck, but too often it'd still cost about 5 mana, which would deny me draws from Jeeves and slow me down too much. So, which is why I don't play it in the deck. But I'm not saying it's a bad card in the deck. Like, feel free to play anything. Like, I'm not saying this is the best possible list for Egg Druid, and I'm not saying I'm the best Egg Druid player or whatever. Like, I'm just saying this is how I play Egg Druid, and I've had quite a lot of success with it. I'm not gonna tap, I don't think. No. Right, let me just quickly see how long I've got left. 45 seconds. Right, okay. Crap. Yeah. This is like this guide is basically just how I play Egg Druid. So like, I'm not saying it's the best possible way to play it. It's just how I do it. If anyone has any questions or anything, feel free to ask me in the comments. Or if anyone wants me to make another video, I'll try my best. I'm kind of new to this kind of thing, so I'm not 100% what I'm doing. I'm going to tap here to try and find lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I need 2 damage. We're going for 2 damage. Oh, never 2 damage, man. Okay, that's annoying. It's actually really annoying. I think we've got to just play stuff anyway. Okay, that's end. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. I'll put my stream and stuff in the thing. Love you all. Okay. Yeah, and I've tried my best, and I hope this helped, and goodbye.